What's up, guys? Welcome back to the KICKIN W podcast. I know this episode is a little long, but it's the first episode where we actually cover the topic of taekwondo. In this episode, I get to sit with one of my dearest friends, Notaustinmar, and talk about taekwondo, mentality, training, and all sorts of stuff involving or our involvement in the sport. So hope you guys enjoy this episode.
Oh, hello, guys, fellas. What's up? It's your boy Diego. Welcome back to Kickin' With, the fucking podcast where we cuss a lot and make no sense of whatsoever. But last podcast, the burrito review, if you haven't already listened to that one, then go listen to that, because at the end, I was like, yo, we got a special guest. So here he is in the flesh. Fucking, I haven't seen this kid in it's been like a few weeks, honestly.
Yeah, honestly.
Fuck, dude. Incredibly special guest. This guy's fucking love this dude to death. But we'll be throwing we'll be talking about taekwondo, food, bit of mix of everything. But welcome to the show, Diego.
What's up, Diego?
What's up, Austin?
What is going on, brother?
Dude,
I haven't seen you in a minute.
it's been a 5 minute. I mean, we just ate In-N-Out, so it's whatever.
Oh, fuck, that was good. I'm full though.
Mm-hmm. Dude, I remember. Actually, no, we can't. Never mind. I'm not gonna talk about that.
Oh shit!
But,
I don't even know what you're talking about.
All right, but okay. So, kind of start off for those of you who don't know Austin. I guess he was a former taekwondo athlete, just like your boy. But I still fight, and he's just chilling, living his life. But So how old are you? Wait, first. Age, height, and weight. Go.
All right, 17, 6'2", but on my driver's license it says 6'3",
Dude,
so I'm taller than Diego.
Okay, you're not 6'2".
Let's go!
You're fucking like 6.
I'm like 6'2" and a half. Whoa,
Fucking-
6'3". No, dude. I'm taller. And then weight, honestly, I was fighting at like 148, and I haven't gained weight. Like, I've been tracking like regularly. I'm like, yo, like, am I gaining weight? Am I like gaining muscle mass? Am I gaining fat? I'm like staying the same.
Yeah.
So I'm like 148, 150.
Dude, it's really good to see that, like, you're not fat, like, as soon as you're done
Yeah.
competing. Because that's like, I'm not trying to call anyone out, but usually whenever somebody stops a sport or just takes a break, you obviously, like, a little weight change.
Oh,
So,
yeah, for sure. I'm not gonna. I know it hasn't been like too long to see a dramatic flux. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
if we're talking about the same person, but yeah, for sure. I'm not gonna let myself go. I gotta stay healthy. I gotta stay, in shape. I gotta get fucking thick, dude. I gotta get big. Like, I've been working on. Like, I've been trying to go arms, chest, back, lats. Dude, I'm gonna get thick, and I'm gonna show, like, because everyone gives me shit about how skinny and how, like, fucking lanky I am.
Dude,
Nah, dude.
Honestly, same. Like, especially with my family, like, anytime we have like a family event or gathering, all my uncles and aunts are like, "Yo, you gotta fucking eat."
Yo, when are you gonna gain some weight?
Dude, seriously,
Put some muscle on your
I
bones.
know, and I eat more than anyone there too. It's fucking ridiculous.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
But yeah. So taekwondo. How long have you been? Or how long did you do? Or shit, when did you start?
Started in 2007 when I was 6. It's been a while.
Wait, when were you born? What year were you born?
Fucking born in 01, but mature like a 90s baby. You know what I mean?
Oh my god, that seriously blows my mind.
I mean,
Fucking
honestly,
01.
dude, it's actually insane to me too, because I'm a senior in high school now, and to think
You were born in 01, in the 2000s.
bro, but to think the freshmen, like, I go to school with people who were born in like 2004
Oh,
and like 2005.
Ugh.
Like, that's just that blows my mind, just like it blows your mind that I'm an 01 baby. You know what I mean? But, like, I don't know. It's weird, like, when people are like, "Oh, like, you're born like, post 2000." I'm like, yeah. Like, what's weird about that? I was born in like 94, 95, 96, 97, 98.
Yeah.
And I was like, that to me, like, it doesn't click to me as much as it clicks to you guys.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, because I guess like everybody sees you like, it's older. Everyone thought like we were
guess, a little
twins
bit.
every time we'd go compete.
Hell yeah.
It's fucking
dude.
yeah.
Holy
But
shit.
so you started when you're 6 years old, right?
Started when I was 6 in 07. I went for about 10, going on 11 years. Didn't go 11 years yet, I don't think.
Yeah.
I'm honestly not too sure, like, the month. But yeah, 10 years, decade of my life devoted to that sport.
Damn.
You know, and no regrets, man. It was a fantastic part of my life. It was, you know, my love. It was my first love, dude. That sport was my first love. Not even joking, man. That sport, like I just devoted everything, you know, and you know that's just how I am personally. You know, I devote 110% of my effort and my time to the things that I love.
Yeah.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not gonna say unfortunately, but you know, as time changes or as time passes, the things you love change.
Yeah.
You know? That effort is always gonna be there, but it might go into different places because of the switch and the fluctuation of what you love. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I mean, that doesn't even happen with like sports to this or this to this. You know, it happens with anything and everything.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So what was your inspiration? I mean, did your parents just like kind of throw you in the sport hoping that you'd like it, or did you like kind of grow up into like watching a bunch of Jackie Chan movies and stuff like that?
No,
that's
man.
what happened to me.
Honestly, when I was in pre-K, I did soccer.
Mhm.
Like, my parents wanted me to be athletic.
Yeah.
And as a young kid, I didn't really have a say in that. You know, I just did it. So I did soccer in pre-K. I was on the T-Rexes, I think. Yo, did I was the worst fucking kid on the team, bro. I think I've told this story before, like to you maybe not on like the podcast or whatever, but I scored in the wrong goal all the fucking time, and like people would get so fucking mad. Like parents would get so fucking mad at me, and like the kids wouldn't care because they wouldn't understand either.
Yeah.
But the parents would be like, no, other way. I just look at them and they'd be like, no, other way, like pointing the other direction. I'm like, what the fuck are these guys doing? So obviously team sports weren't for me. You know, I never did baseball, football, basketball. Never did, the generic team sports.
Mm-hmm.
My dad was pretty big into tennis when he was a kid. He wanted me to do tennis, and I tried to do a little bit, like for a few days, and it was so fucking hard to me. I don't know why, but we knew it was a transition from team to individual.
Oh yeah.
Going from soccer to tennis. But tennis didn't work out. And then he was like, okay, well maybe like karate or something. And so he enrolls me in it wasn't adrenaline taekwondo. I don't think it was adrenaline taekwondo. It was this taekwondo place at Duke. And it was super cool. He didn't know it was taekwondo. He thought it was karate.
Yeah.
And so I remember walking up there, and my former coach was not the coach there yet, or she wasn't on the floor at that time. I'm not too sure, but it was this one dude, and he just pulled me into class and said, "Okay, you're trying it out like today. Like you're not gonna watch, you're gonna try it out." So I tried it out. I remember doing like the little line drills and the kicks, and I was like, dude, like this is like, it just felt natural, you know?
Yeah.
And I just remember that even at such a young age, I just remember having that fun, you know? And I enjoyed it. I truly enjoyed it. I wasn't scoring in the wrong goal anymore. I wasn't slamming my racket on the ground. You know, I was like, wow, this feels really good. I'm, expressing myself. I'm going to stick with it. Get enrolled. Homeboy gets arrested. my coach gets arrested. The older coach, to clarify, the man gets arrested for some very, very bad things. Mm-hmm. And that's when Master Adrian, my godmom, gets involved, actually. But it was super cool. There was definitely a different dynamic to her coaching, and I think that's what compelled me to stay more. Even at such a young age. Mm-hmm. I can't speak for myself because I don't really remember. But I would assume that it would just be like, it was a friendly environment. It was like, I want to be there. I want to be there all the time. And so I remember as I progressed through the belts, I took a break, and then I came back, and I got involved into like competition in Olympic Taekwondo and Sport Taekwondo. And that's where
like it completely changed.
Right.
Yeah.
After the break, it completely changed. Mm-hmm. Before the break, I was the biggest like scaredy cat like ever. I would go to the tournament and I would not fight. Like I'd just be like, I don't want to do it anymore. And so everyone was like, come on, you have to. And like people, like I remember my teacher like from school came out to watch me, and it was like an hour drive or something. And I don't want to do it anymore. And she just drove all the way out there to watch me flake. And I was so embarrassed to go to school the next day. I was like, I remember apologizing to her, dude. It was like first grade. I was like, I'm sorry I didn't fight. And she's like, no, it's okay, Austin, it's okay. But like, I knew she was like, man, fuck this kid. Made me waste my Saturday.
Shit.
But like, honestly, and you know, after the break, I came back with like a mental change. Maybe it was my age. Maybe it was like a passion thing.
Mm-hmm.
But that's where things took off. That's where I wanted to compete. I went in there with hunger and drive to be on the podium, to be the best, and it continued for I don't know how many years, up until now.
Damn. So around like what age? Because you said like you like went to tournaments and like didn't fight, and then like you got like this like major like kind of like mental like shift change where you wanted to compete and actually fight. So like around like what age did you actually, or when did you like develop that drive? Like when did you start like competing?
That's a good question. I want to say 10 to 11 years old is when I was starting to develop that.
Mm-hmm.
I was never fully developed, and to be honest, when I quit,
You mean take a quick break?
Right. I lost my train of thought. I still didn't have like I guess what I'm trying to say is there was no climax there.
Mm-hmm.
Like I had never. Oh my god! I never busted, bro.
No, but like, blue ball.
Actually, though, that drive was still there, for sure. I feel like for any high level athlete, any elite athlete,
mm-hmm.
If you see that passion and that drive and that willpower, kind of stooping down, I feel like that's where your career lacks.
Yeah.
I feel like that's where your training lacks. And to be honest, I know I said it wasn't influencing me like a few minutes ago, but thinking on it, it did influence me a little bit. Not as much as some people, not as much as it has in the past, where I continued to press and I continued to grow and I got over that hump.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that during, with that circumstance, along with other circumstances, I felt a calling for it to be my time.
Yeah.
But when did I develop that drive? 10, 11, I was still progressing. But when I became a cadet, which is like 12 to 14, cadet, and I surged in juniors, 15 to 17-year-olds. That's when I started making pretty big moves,
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to say like, oh, yeah, I was like, top of the world, blah, blah, blah. But, I was competitive. I was up
and you
there.
competed very well. I remember 2016 Canada Open. It was like the first time I saw you podiumed. And, I remember like your finals fight against
Homeboy. Yeah.
Homeboy fucking... I'll probably just like duck his name later. But I'm not gonna lie, you got obliterated.
Oh,
but like
Homeboy.
it wasn't like you didn't just like give up. Like you took hits and then you like fell and you literally got back up and like everybody was like, who the fuck is this kid?
For sure, yeah.
And then oh shit, what the flex, bro. But I remember like you are watching you podium like, dude, this kid's fucking. I can't wait for the next one to watch him fucking compete, fight. But yeah.
That's funny that you bring that up. Canada 2016, was it 2016?
Yeah.
That's
the only time I went to Canada.
Right. We got some stories to tell about that point, but we're not gonna go into that. But
we can duck some names,
Oh,
bleep some names.
we're gonna get into that.
Oh wait, we can't. No, wait. If it's like if I know, maybe I don't know.
Maybe later. But like, kind of going off of what you were saying, that's where I finally realized my own potential. That's where I never became arrogant ever in this sport.
But at that point, you were like, oh shit, I'm able to do this.
Right, and I think that what built that is the recognition a lot of, because I remember we had hoagies on, or chest guards, and we were walking back, and I was crying. I was crying, but it wasn't tears of joy.
Yeah.
Because honestly, I didn't know who was. I said, who the fuck is this kid? This tall Asian kid. And to be honest, like, I'm not even saying anything. Bro, fighting Asian kids intimidating.
It's scary. It's scary as shit, dude.
Intimidating.
Oh, yeah.
Dude. Like, I don't know what it is, but it's like intimidating.
It's
I
funny
don't know.
because you're Asian too.
That I smell like, yo, but okay.
You have that factor, but it's like, no, but I
Right.
totally get that. Like, it's always, for some reason, it's always Asian dudes and like super pale white guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hell yeah. And tall dudes with the backwards hat,
Uh-huh.
got the headphones in, just looking toned in. And I mean, like, it's just, it's that external presence that you have to have, to be a good fighter. Because I tell you, like, as much as people say, oh, it doesn't get in my head, everyone, it gets in everyone's head, dude. No matter what. And it could be going on in their head too. But to kind of backtrack, what I was saying is, everyone was like, that was a great fight. That was a great fight. Like, oh my gosh, like, oh, wow, what a great fight. Robert, right? Robert Austin? I was like, yeah. I was like, why are you saying?
No, it's Sherman.
Boy, that's inside. That's inside. But I was like, why are these people saying, like, good fight? Like, I just got my ass handed to me.
Yeah.
Like, to be honest, like, I knew I fought well against, the kid because he, like, in my mind, he wasn't. In my mind, he was a fantastic fighter.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, like, what the hell? Like, I knew he was recognized. He had the whole fucking national team chanting his name. And I was like, holy shit. And homeboy's looking at us out the window to your left. Don't look.
Oh, shit.
But anyways, that scared the shit out of me.
That scared the shit out of me. But like right on the window.
Anyways, Master Adrian goes, you know who that was, right? I was like, no. He was like, yeah, that's actually, he's whooping ass around the world, And I was like, wow.
Around the world.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, holy shit, like, I hung with him. I didn't pussy out. Adrian didn't call the fight.
Yeah.
I didn't get, 2 round gapped. I was like, hey, I'm going to work my ass off so that I can hang with this guy, so that I can hang with these international guys, so that I can, try to go to world championships, so I can be the best that I can be, best in the nation. I had that drive after that more than ever. Yeah. And that didn't wear off. That's what pushed me to have the success that I had, after that moment. Yeah. And, nothing can replace those memories and those feelings of being on that fucking podium, dude. After a long fucking day, you're 1 a.m., 2 a.m. in the morning, you're gassed, you're not hungry because your adrenaline is rushing so fucking much. You carry the American flag. You're looking at everyone else. There's no one in this huge facility. There's no one. They're all asleep except for the fucking champions. Yeah. Except for the people that work their ass off to be in that position, to feel those feelings. Yeah. And you're one of them. And that, when I was an athlete, that's what I fucking desired. That's what I thirsted for. That's what I wanted. And that feeling is what I want in other things as well. There's a difference between being a passionate athlete and a passionate person. You have to be a passionate person. Whatever it is you want to do, you have to have that thirst for that end desire, And as an athlete, if you have that, in that subcategory, that's where you're going to excel. Yeah. No matter how much time it takes, you're going to have that. As long as you have that dedication, that willpower, you put in the time, you put in the effort. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Damn. Good. That's good. I like it. That, so I remember a few practices every now and then, like we did like we sit on the bench after practice, just kind of like talk about like, because especially whenever I guess whenever I was in high school and like kind of like my first few years of college, we just kind of talk about like being a student athlete. So how did being a student, I guess on your intake, because I mean, for the people who know you, everyone knows you're like this fucking incredible student when it comes to like academics.
Appreciate that.
And then an amazing fighter too when it comes to taekwondo. So I mean, being an incredible student athlete, like how did you, I guess, how were you able to do that?
I'll tell you. So I wouldn't, to be honest, I'm not going to be like, oh, I'm superior, I'm above these people, but I wouldn't even classify the people I work out with, or the people I used to practice with, including you, most definitely including you, as one of the top, and myself, we're not student athletes. We're above that. To be completely honest with you, yeah. the people at, you know, I mean, I don't know if you want to duck this or whatever, but people at Adrenaline Taekwondo, where, you know, I used to train, and during my time there, we were above student athletes, dude. Because I can go to a high school, my high school, and I can look at a student athlete. Those are student athletes. The people that have failing ass grades, but the coaches don't care.
Yeah.
They'll fail, you know, but they're okay. You know, they need them on the team.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll play. And they're subpar. They're okay. I'm not demoting them.
Yeah.
I'm saying their effort isn't there, their diet isn't there, their sleep isn't there, their priorities aren't there. We were above a student athlete. We were a super athlete. We were the elite athletes, you know? I'm not saying we're all this, we're all that, because I can tell you right now, there are so many people devoting so much more time to Taekwondo than you.
Oh, yeah.
Or so much people devoting so much more time to this, whatever it is that I'm doing, than me, you know? I'm not saying we're all that, but I'm saying we're striving to be better than those people.
Mm-hmm.
Those student athletes in my high school, they're okay with where they're at.
Yeah.
You know, they're getting pussy. They're getting playtime.
Yeah.
You know, they don't have to try in school. You know what I mean? They're getting all of it, and they're satisfied with it.
Mm-hmm.
That's a student athlete. An elite athlete craves more. You know what I mean?
Totally.
So I wouldn't even call it a student athlete. I'd call us like an elite athlete.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and during my time as an elite athlete, I learned that you had to sacrifice everything. I mean, I sacrificed a lot. My family sacrificed a lot. Fortunately, I'm very fortunate about that. You know, they sacrificed their time and their money, and I appreciate that. I sacrificed my time, my money. You know, I had friends. You know, hey, you want to hang out? No, I can't hang out. You want to go over here? No, I can't go over here. You want to go eat this? No, I can't go eat this. You know, and that sounds like the bare minimum, but when you're in that moment, you know, when you're 4 pounds off your weight class, and they're saying, hey, you want to go grab pizza? You know how much fucking willpower it takes? I mean, I know you do.
Oh, yeah.
You know how much willpower it takes?
Yeah.
You know, you want to hang out with your friends so bad, but you have a 2-a-day practice coming up, and your friends say, hey, bro, we're about to go to the river, we're about to go fish, we're about to go hang out and play video games. You want to come? And you say, nah, dude, like, I got to practice.
Yeah.
And, you know, you have to have friends that understand.
That respect that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I had a lot of friends that didn't, and to be honest,
Just had to drop them.
I dropped him right away.
Oh, yeah.
So honest. I dropped him right away. Even when I wasn't in practice and they'd say, hey, you want to come out? I'd be like, hey, no, I don't want to. You know? Because guess what? During that free time, I was still trying to get better. You know, I watched film. You know, I was stretching. I was, you know, mentally, I don't know how many fucking hours of me looking at myself in the mirror with headphones in, bouncing around on my carpet, getting carpet burn on my feet, moving around, looking at myself. You know, there's so many things behind the curtains that no one sees, that no one asks about, that no one understands, you know, including athletes, coaches, parents, you know, anyone except yourself.
Oh, yeah.
And you're not about to be like, oh, I was doing this. What were you doing? You know, you're not gonna. Because
there's no point of that.
There's no point of that. If you're an actual elite athlete, you're not worried about anyone else. You're worried about yourself. You're worried about yourself becoming better than those people. You know what I mean? So I would classify ourselves as student athletes, and myself as a former student athlete. I was a former elite athlete. You are an elite athlete. You know.
Yeah.
You know, when I think of student athlete, I think of subpar. Elite athlete is you sacrifice everything at every chance you get to be the best that you can be. And that's what creates the best, you know. That doesn't create what you think is the best. That literally creates the best, you know. That's beyond the varsity football team. That's beyond the, oh, yeah, I play every game at the basketball. You know, that's beyond the, oh, yeah, I'm a state champion. You know, you're a fucking national champion. You're a fucking international champion, dude. Like, and you want, you know, to be honest, when I hear people say that at my school, like, yeah, we went to state, and I was like, holy shit, you went to state? I'm like, you know,
sick.
I'm so bad. I don't want to be arrogant, like in front of them. I don't want to be like, yeah, I did this, but like, yeah, my team does this. You know, I was like, yo, state, like, fuck out of here, dude. Like, I was like, fuck out of here. Like, honestly, like, what made me mad was like, how are you bragging about that? I was like, how are you satisfied with just state championships?
Yeah.
And you didn't even fucking win, dude. You just win. I'm like, how are you satisfied with that? How are you bragging to people about that? You know, if I'm over here placing silver at an international place, I'm like, fuck, I can't talk about that. That's a shame. I didn't get gold.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't achieve what I wanted to achieve. I didn't achieve what I could have achieved.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to brag about a loss because that's not a loss. You know,
and even when you do win gold or you place that high, I mean, it's just kind of like one of those things. You're like, all right, cool. I did
what's
this.
next?
Yeah, what's next? Exactly. Yeah. So
exactly. And I'm gonna say it again. You have to relate that to your life. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you have to relate that to your life. Say you start a new job. You know what I did. You know what I was asked is, are you gonna be a leader that I know you're gonna be, even though you're the youngest one on the team, even though you're the most the least experienced on the team. You know, I'm like, hell yeah, I am. You know, I can be a leader, but I can also be a learner.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I can learn, and you have to have that drive. You have to have that inner being. You have to be almost like you have to have that innate response to be a leader.
Oh yeah.
And to be, the lion, the top of the food chain. And not a lot of people have that. And if you have that, you have to embrace it. You know, you can't suppress that. You can't be like, oh well, I just kind of want to hide in the crowd. No, dude. If you're born a leader, and if you're born to be a champion, and if you have that inner drive in yourself, you got to utilize it. And if you don't have it, you got to figure out a way to fucking get it.
Yeah.
Because to be honest, those are the people that the leaders, they don't look down on them, but they're ashamed to be a part of them.
Mm-hmm.
So many times I'm surrounded by people, and I'm like I just don't get a good vibe. I don't get a good presence. I don't want to be there. To be honest with you, I don't want to be there. And it could be in any situation, any social setting. And I'm like, why the fuck am I surrounded and engrossed by this?
Yeah.
I'm like, I reflect. I'm like, am I being negative? Am I being a pessimist? And I think to myself, I'm like, no, I'm honestly just being real with myself.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I have to fucking get out of there, or else it just brings it just stoops me down.
It's a negative mentality.
Exactly. And a lot of people mistake that as arrogance and like, oh, well, you just think you're superior and a higher being. It's like, no. I promise you, it's just that you're not the type of person that I want to be around. You change yourself, into being that leader, into having that drive. Those are the people I want to surround myself with. You know what I mean? And I think that's what I miss most about being a part of Adrenaline. You might want to, I don't know. But being a part of that culture and that inner society, and man, I mean,
just that vibe is great.
It refreshes you every day.
Oh yeah.
It makes you thankful. It's a stress relief, and I love you guys, man. I love my teammates. I love my brothers and sisters. I love my coaches. That is my family, literally. You guys are my family. Of course I'm going to miss you. Of course I'm going to miss the vibe that you guys bring to the table, and I never took it for granted, ever. But I do realize now, not being there, that I'm surrounded by school, and, I work at a college, so I'm surrounded by college students at a pretty good college, but, at every college, there's going to be those fair share of fucking dumbasses and those people who, aren't there for the right reasons and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And, you're engrossed in that. And I have to find that outlet at the end of the day within myself. I have to express myself and almost try to create leaders now.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not surrounded by leaders anymore, because when you're surrounded by leaders, you don't have to create them.
Yeah.
You just have to embrace them.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's like, for me personally, I'm trying to, say, hey, I work at an IT department, and people are just like, oh, I'll just send them on my way. I won't fix their computer. I'm like, hey, you got to do something. It's your job.
Oh yeah.
You got to do what you got to do. You have to play your part, or more. You have to do more. I'm like, I actually want to fix these people's problems. I want to help these people, and things like that. And people, my coworkers, some of them are like, huh? Like, really? Like, oh, all right. It's like, oh yeah, it's your actual job, man.
Oh yeah.
And the same thing for school, for college or middle school or your high school, it's like, oh man, I got a 70 on that test. Hell yeah. Like, I fucking passed. I'm like, you're gonna be okay with a 70?
Settle? Yeah.
You're gonna settle for less? I'm like, really? It's like, man, I don't even have to do test corrections. I'm like, really, man? Are you serious? You fucking serious right now? You don't have to do the extra credit, huh? I'm like, all right, go ahead and settle for less. Because guess what? You want to be a part of that 99%, That's fine with me. I'll try to help them. I'll try to rub a mentality off them, just as I want people to rub mentalities off of me if they're that leader, if they have that leadership mentality.
Yeah.
I want to be submerged in that. That is the life. I want to swim in it. But sometimes you got to create your own water. You gotta bring people to the table. You have to say, you have to be their guidance. You know what I mean? And that is a tough part, man. That is a tough part because a lot of people don't get it. A lot of people see it as arrogancy. Like I've said before, a lot of people, that's just not how they operate. That's not how they roll. Yeah. And that's fine if you want to be a part of that 98%. That's fine because that just pushes me into the 1% more. That pushes me to want to be in that 1% more. But yeah.
Damn, solid answer, man. I got hella questions still.
Oh shit! I'll roll them fast.
All right. So like you said, there's a lot to it, especially like you said, becoming or being an elite athlete. There's a lot of things that people don't see, and there's a huge mental aspect, especially in Taekwondo. I guess in any sport too, but Taekwondo is a fighting sport. It's not just you're gonna pass the ball, you're gonna make a goal, and all this stuff. It's you're fighting basically. Not really for your life, but kind of. If you put that mentality on,
right? I was about to say
you're fighting. So for an upcoming tournament, what do you usually do? Before a tournament, in preparation, what's kind of your typical, all right, tournament's in 2 weeks, I need to start doing this, or tournament's in a month, I need to start, game plan. What is it?
So a lot of it is behind the scenes, a lot of that stuff. And I'd be a hypocrite if I'd say I did it all at the right time. I was 100% on my game plan. I was mentally focused. No, I most definitely had slip-ups. I most definitely had that, fuck, I don't want to do that extra training. Fuck, I don't want to do that outside training. Fuck, I want a cheeseburger instead of a salad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there are times where that took advantage, my mentality, that slip took advantage, and I didn't do that extra training. Or I didn't put 110% into that practice. Or I did eat that cheeseburger, But for the most part, it's what you do after the sin. You know what I mean? Not to religiously relate it, but it's the repentance. You know what I mean? And so there is a lot that goes on. There's the diet. You got to make sure you're on weight, especially for Taekwondo. Weight is a key part.
It's a huge deal.
Oh hell yeah!
And it's a huge mental factor too.
Oh hell yeah!
Oh
dude.
yeah!
Hell yeah! Say you're off weight, that shit's discouraging, dude. And to be honest,
it puts you in a terrible mood, and you're just fuck. What do I need to do to fix this?
Oh hell yeah! Especially when you got to 138 that one time.
Oh dude, that was terrible.
Holy shit! I saw the look in your face, dude, and it was that face. You know what I mean? It was that fuck. I feel like shit. I know I'm gonna fight like shit.
Oh yeah.
That face, and no athlete wants to have that, but it sometimes it takes over. You know, it's a virus. You know what I mean? But like I was saying, weight is a huge part. Water intake is a huge part. Sleep and rest is a huge part. That's one thing where I struggle the most is getting enough sleep. I was grinding school or whatever, and being an elite athlete in school, not a school athlete or a student athlete, an elite athlete in school. That extra burden, it takes a toll. You're up, you're doing your architecture projects at 4 or 5 a.m. not getting any sleep, and you have to go to practice the next fucking morning.
Yeah.
That fucking
that's a huge toll. It's a huge toll.
Fuck yes.
Yeah.
And a lot of elite athletes have that luxury of not having a job. Having a sponsor. Not having to pay to fly around the world. Dropping out of school, getting homeschooled, whatever the case may be. And
it's best case scenario for them.
Oh hell yeah. And props to them for having that mentality, for that sacrifice.
Yeah.
But not everyone's priorities are the same. In whatever case it may be, and whoever they may be, even if I'm a student or I am an elite athlete and they are an elite athlete, our priorities are very much different. I can make comparisons, but I'm not going to. That's just getting too deep or whatever. But going back to what I was saying, the way you train, that's another thing. To be honest, everyone has slip-ups. Everyone trains, and at the end of the day, they're like, fuck, what did we do? Or damn, I just went through the motions. Damn, I half-assed that.
Yeah.
I did not feel good. My legs were heavy. I felt like shit. Probably because I ate like shit. Probably because I didn't get enough sleep. Probably because I'm stressed, you know. And you can make up all these excuses, and they could be true, but at the end of the day, you didn't practice good.
Yeah.
You know, and that takes a huge toll on your performance at a tournament. When you're mentally honed in, that's where you feel like you're doing the best and you don't even realize it. That's where you go practice to practice, you know, diet to diet, meal by meal. Excuse me. Fuck, dude, I almost vomited. But
talk about diet. We just fucking grubbed on something now.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. But you know that mentality, that mental assurance, you know, of having a strong mental presence at the tournament, you know, leading up to the tournament, that is the biggest thing. You know, because that connects everything. That connects all the dots. You know what I mean? You have to have that strong mental game in order to have that strong physical game. You know, so. You know, every athlete has their own regimen and their own routine. You know, I would do visualization. I would look at myself in the mirror for, you know, an hour. You know, even after practice. You know, I'm dead fucking tired, but I'm like, you know, do you ever just lay in your fucking bed and you're just laying there and you just think
and you mentally picturing everything?
Oh my god, dude! It is the best feeling to be honest. And it's kind of cringy and like embarrassing to say, but I would like shake and I'd like tap and I'd be like kicking in my bed. I'm like, holy shit, like I need to listen to music, throw in some of my hype music, go on my floor, bounce around. I'm like, oh my god, this is for gold, this is for gold. You know, throw a cut kick, and then boom, you hit him in the head, and then you're like, holy shit, I just won in overtime, and you're bouncing around and you're just like silently chanting because it's 1 a.m. You're like, USA, USA, and you're like, holy shit, like yeah, I just won, I'm carrying around the flag. You know, you have to have that mentality, and if you don't, you know, that's if you don't have that willpower and that drive, you're never gonna achieve that.
Yeah, it's an obsession.
Exactly.
Yeah. Dang.
But that's what I did leading into the tournaments.
Awesome. Well, I guess we hit like a couple of points. Like another one was like gonna be how did training affect like you, your friends, and family? But I mean, you kind of like really hit that with like the explaining like the whole like elite athlete situation, like how like your friends, you know, some didn't understand or didn't respect your choices and, you know, while being involved in the sport. So a tournament mentality, what do you usually think during a fight? Because I know, especially different, I mean, people look for points, they scan, you know, they're able to do this, or some people are just too laid back and, you know, they don't really think, they just like kind of like let their body, you know, go through the motion. But like, what do you usually like think? Like, what's like in a fight, boom, second round, all right.
Okay. So, leading up to the fight, I'm like minutes before. I'm ringside. I'm on deck. You know, I have everything on. You know, I'm honestly, personally, I'm praying. I'm stretching. I'm thinking, okay, who is this person? What do they do? What can I do? What works for me? What works for them? What doesn't work for them? What works for me? What doesn't work for me? You know what I mean? Trying to figure out that mental game. And then when I'm at the chair and my coach is talking to me, I'm doing my jumps, you know, I'm warming up, I'm getting a feel in the mats. I'm thinking, okay, it's fucking game time, you know. You didn't come this far to get this far.
No.
You know what I mean? And that, you know, Master Adrian always says that, you know, and that has a huge impact on me, you know, especially when I was in the ring, you know, and you walk out and you face, you know, whoever you're fighting and you look them dead in the fucking eye and you're just like, all right, let's fucking go. Like, you know, there are mental, you know, there are times where I mentally slip and I'm like, okay, I'm kind of nervous. I'm a little on edge. What is he going to do? Is he going to overpower me? And I'm kind of doubting myself sometimes.
Yeah.
And that's where I find myself slipping in the mat, you know, or mentally slipping, you know, on the mat, or, you know, and physically, you know, I feel, you know, overpowered. I feel like I'm fighting like shit. And then there are other times where I'm like, let's get this fucking down. I'm going to tear your ass fucking up, dude. Like, I'm going to kick your ass. Like,
I'm going to tear that ass
I'm going to tear that ass up, boy. Like, you're going to be a bitch afterwards. Like, I swear. Like, I don't know. But when you're on that, like, man, you just feel like I'm going to stoop over you. I'm going to look at you when you fall. I'm going to kick you as hard as I can. I'm going to knock your ass out, you know? And that's where you excel. That's where you have to keep that mental mind state, you know? And throughout the match, you have to keep that. But to be honest, when I was fighting, I don't remember shit.
Oh, honestly,
I don't remember anything.
me either.
Like I'll watch video and it'll kind of come back.
Yeah.
But during the match, I don't remember what I'm thinking.
I just remember memorable moments because I remember this one time in collegiates. Like I forgot what it was, but I fought a pretty short dude, and I mean in taekwondo, I mean if you're tall, then you definitely have a huge advantage with like length and height wise and stuff like that. And I remember this guy was like slamming me, but he was just like slamming my arm guards, like pretending like he was celebrating, and then like I like scored a headshot on him. I'm like, oh yeah, I was kind of like rubbing it in his face a little bit, but I mean I was conscious at that time. Like I mean I'm not saying that I'm never conscious whenever I fight, but it's like I mean during the fight process you're just like. I mean, you're either worried about yourself, or you're just in the zone. You're either worried that you're gonna get kicked, or you're just like, not even worrying. Just like, it's just all like muscle memory.
Right. Like, exactly. That's what your training's leading up to. That's your time on the mat. That's there's time to think. Of course, you have to be strategic, but at the same time,
there's like no time to think.
Right, and you have to trust in yourself. You have to trust in your ability. You have to do what you have to do without even thinking about what to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You have to find the opening without even thinking about finding the opening. It is that muscle memory. And you never remember those moments. For me, at least, I never remember those moments.
Damn. All right. Most memorable tournament. Oh, actually, most memorable, and then the most like fun tournament.
Okay. Most memorable tournament. We're talking about like competition wise.
Yeah.
Okay. So most memorable, definitely what we're talking about, Canada 2016, because that's where that mental switch kind of turned on, or that's where I noticed it my rise. That's where I noticed my potential and what I could do in that sport. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Most fun tournament. Chicago.
Oh hell yeah! You're gonna say that. Chicago, dude.
Fuck, dude. Oh my gosh, so many memories, so many pictures and videos of homeboy Diego throwing up some weird ass faces, time lapse videos, good competition. Man, just like we travel a lot as athletes. Or you travel a lot now, and I used to travel a lot. For tournaments and stuff like that, and you didn't have a lot of time. You made the most of the time you had there, but it wasn't like a vacation.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
It was never a vacation. It was never. I mean, there's fun moments like, we have the time to do this, but it was never a vacation. Oh yeah,
you're on business, and it's just like those business hours. It's those, you fly in, you weigh in the day of, you weigh in the day after, you fight, you leave. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's how it was, and that's how it is. But during those off moments, you do have those times to go explore, to those few hours before weigh-ins, to get your mind off of eating, to go fucking swim in the beach, or go on a boat, or go shop, or do whatever it is you want to do in that area. Explore the landscape, explore the new setting, explore the culture, explore the vibe. And those are I'm not going to say where those are where all the memories come from, because obviously there's other memories, during other times. But to be honest, that's where the most memory comes from. When I think of Chicago, I think of, our walks to the Silver Beam. I think of our time lapses and the pictures in the Italian restaurant. I think of
the fucking squid ink pasta.
I think of the Hot Pockets in the glass chandeliers and our robes. And I think of us drinking the Voss water and then not realizing that we had to pay for it, so we refilled it with tap water and put the caps on and put it back. I just think of all these like fun memories that honestly, dude, like in the right moment, in the right like emotional state, it brings me to fucking tears. Because it's like, wow,
fuck,
like I did that for myself. I have that forever, and I will cherish that forever when I'm old, right now, the next day. And I cherished it then. I cherished it enough so that I could cherish it now.
Yeah.
And that just brings me to fucking tears, because that is worth so much more than a gold medal, in my opinion. That is worth so much more than the money it costs to fly out there, and the hotel, and the coach's fee, and the registration fee. All that, it's worth it in those few seconds that you're mesmerized by, for the rest of your life. You know what I mean? And it's just priceless. Definitely Chicago.
Oh yeah,
For fucking sure,
Yeah.
dude. For fucking sure.
All right. Also, I guess like one last thing. So for some fucking reason, you always like to get sick, especially in the last couple of tournaments. I don't think we've really like told really anyone about Portland. Dude,
yeah, bro, chill. That's a timeout. That's an X, bro. That is inside business. That is fucking inside fucking business, bro. That is not to be discussed. That is beyond.
It's just macaroni. That's all I'll say.
It was just fucking macaroni, dude. It was bad macaroni. It was bad cheese. Ming dead ass, bro. It was just bad cheese.
How much you pay for it?
I think it was like $6.99. Fuck you, bro. Duck that, bro. Oh, cringe,
dude. Fucking you remember Collegiates at Washington D.C., right? When we got sick from Domino's. Or actually, you did.
Yeah. That was the worst. That was literally the worst time.
Oh, it was terrible. Well, I mean, I didn't get sick, but I remember they charged me twice though.
I know.
No.
I was pissed.
So, but the thing is, okay, get this. So fucking So that's saying, okay, so I watch a lot of YouTube. I watch Chris Chan a lot. You obviously know that. People who actually also watch Chris Chan, they say that I get a lot of my, I guess, like, personality from him. I guess so. But anyways, so his merch, I never buy merch, but his merch dropped that weekend while we were there. I'm like, fuck, I gotta buy a shirt. So I bought one of his unsatisfied shirts.
Right.
It was like $25, $27 plus like shipping or whatever. And so that's how much the pizza cost. No, get this. So so there's two charges of like $27, $44 or whatever, because the people like our neighbors like by the hotel, they also ordered pizza. So Domino's charged my card twice. But now the thing was, they refunded me like a couple of hours later after I called them and stuff like that. And even whenever I went to the Domino's store, I'm like, yo, where the fuck is my refund? Because I even called to everyone. I was like traveling everywhere. And so even like my mom called me. She's like, yo, why are there like these two charges of 27 something, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, Mom, I don't know. I'm just like trying to figure it out, blah, blah, blah. So I go to Domino's. I'm like talking to the dude. I'm like, yo, you charged me twice. It says on my bank that you charged me twice, blah, blah, blah. So then they ended up giving me a cash refund. And then like 5 minutes later, I'm like scrolling through through my bank account or like my app, and it says that they refunded me.
Bro, you scammed them.
Yeah, I was like, oh shit. But the thing was like, I wasn't gonna tell my mom that I bought like some fucking merch. And I was like, yeah,
I bought Chris's merch, Mom.
Seriously.
Fuck off, dude.
Yeah, that was like the time I scammed Domino's. But
fuck.
I just remember you would always get sick.
Oh,
dude,
terrible. But that was the worst in Washington. I literally, like, 3 in the morning, I know Oben woke up, because his ass wakes up early as hell, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Ozzy, you okay? Ozzy, you okay? I'm like, I saw his head peek up. I walked to the bathroom, 3 in the morning. I had a flight, like, in an hour. You know, I throw up. I shit, I throw up. I'm, like, in the shower. I'm, like, about to pass out. Get out of the shower. I throw up again. Shit. I'm like,
and my ass is like sleeping like a fucking angel, dude. I'm like the heaviest.
You're the heaviest fucking sleeper in the world. Literally, your alarm would go off and it'd be that annoying ass like, yeah. Dude, I'd be like, Diego, your alarm. Diego, your alarm. And you're like, oh. Sleeps through it, presses it, and you snooze it, bro. You snooze
I don't even realize. I just like slap my hand on it.
Oh my god. 8 minutes later, it goes off again. I'm like, Diego, your alarm, bro. But your ass is always on time.
Well,
for the most part.
Yeah. For the most part. Shit. Man.
But dude, so many fucking memories, you know, with the taekwondo and, you know, with you guys and the family. And so many more memories to come with, you know, with you guys.
For sure.
Yeah. It's never the end of the road. Never.
No. I mean, totally understandable. I mean, yeah, we have like our opinions and our thoughts over like your decisions, but in reality, I mean, you're living your life. We're not living it for you, and I mean, totally respect all your decisions, and I mean, we're always here for you. So, yeah, that's gonna be it for this episode of Kickin' With. Austin, really appreciate you coming out to In and Out.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Delicious.
I mean, for sure, maybe record a few more later on the road, but
yeah, always down, man.
This is Kickin' With. with Austin Mar. Be sure to follow him on Instagram at Notaustinmar.
Hell yeah.
I found your Twitter. I fucking found your Twitter, but I didn't follow you. It was like one of those things like that. So
I don't do it.
I'm not gonna forget it.
My girlfriend just sends me stuff.
Yeah. I read the bio. I'm like, oh, all right, cool, all right.
I know what it is.
But yeah. So follow him at Notaustinmar, and follow me at Snoopy and Woodstock _. Stay updated with the podcast. I mean, if you like this, like, comment, subscribe. Really help us out a lot. And yeah, appreciate you for listening. Kick in with us next week. See ya.
See you guys.